Hey, I'm Mike Ferrantino, Santa Cruz Bicycles Marketing Stooge. We're here at the Sea Otter Classic, and we're going to take a little look at our latest bike. We just launched on Monday. We're kind of happy about it. It's the carbon fiber Blur LT. We relaunched the Blur LT in January of last year, and that was a hugely successful launch for us, and we were really proud of what we'd been doing with it. The old LT was our best-selling, most loved bike, and we really had a soft spot for it, but we wanted to do a lot of things to change it, and most of what that centered around was revision of the VPP suspension. The next generation of VPP suspension features, flip this up here, aluminum lower link forged with grease ports in it, angular contact bearings, 15mm diameter axles. Any of the previous statements about creaky blurs and things like that kind of became moot with this. We have people in England who've been on them for a year and a half now and have had zero issues with grease ingress or water ingress or any kind of problems, which makes us happy. Upper link, molded carbon fiber, same thing, 15mm axle here, angular contact bearings, a conical collet retainer that then locks the top of the axle into the frame piece, 12mm axle here with the same locking collet head. Creates a really rigid way of holding the whole suspension together. And one of the nice things about VPP is you have short links that are incredibly stiff and incredibly strong, which gives you a good degree of chassis integrity. So all that said, the LT second generation that we came out with last year was a big step up in terms of stiffness and chassis performance from the previous model. At the same time, we were working on the carbon fiber Blur XC, and we were learning things about the application of carbon fiber and the molding process that we're using that were allowing us to get a strength and a weight that was, we couldn't help but ask the question, like, how do we apply this elsewhere in the line? What that ended up doing is, with this bike, which we just came out with, we shaved about a pound off of the weight of the existing LT. So a 6.5 pound frame goes down to 5.6 pounds for this. Bigger news than the weight savings, though. If we really wanted to geek out about weight, we probably could have got it competitive with, say, the Scott Genius, which is just under 5, is the strength. This bike, in every test, in terms of torsional stiffness, cycles to failure, fatigue life, giant side impacts, failure-based front impacts, total fatigue strength, total yield there. It blows everything else away. It is the strongest bike we've made. A little bit of chatter that's kind of come up about that since then has been like, whoa, it's the strongest bike. That means the other ones must have been crap. It isn't really true. Our other bikes are strong, but the stuff that you can do with this is so over the top in terms of the strength that you can achieve. It's almost comical. It makes it, I don't know if there's such a thing as too strong, but this thing's really strong. And while that's nice, the goal we were looking to achieve was a chassis rigidity, a ride characteristic. That's where we ended up with. Combining the suspension linkages with this incredibly rigid chassis. When you look at the size of this chainstay right here, the thing looks like a python swallowing an elephant. Huge stays. This thing doesn't flex at all. The other bike, the previous LT was a pretty nice bike. You could drop it into a corner and it handled well. This thing is insane. Big people will be able to lay this hard in the berm and it's not going to budge. And that's really what we were looking for. And as a ride characteristic, this thing is just a hoot. It's a pretty decent climbing bike. It's a superb trail bike. And you can just rail it into hard stuff. We're very happy with it. $23.99, available in this carbon color as well as a metallic blue color. You can see them playing with right over there. Available June, I think we're expecting them to start shipping out. That's all we got.
Perfect. Thank you.